Hi everyone, this is Joy Carries and I'm here to give you a quick tutorial on how to create assignments in Canvas and how to retrieve those assignments for grading. So I'm going to use one of my course shells here for my Flute 1 class, and the first thing we're going to do is we're going to click on Assignments. Now, one of the things you'll notice about my page here is that I've got my assignments all set up into groups. I've got assignments for required technical skills, for example. I've got etudes, solos, lab assignments, and so on. If you want to divide your assignments into groups, you simply click this group button right here. You just type in what you want the name of the group to be, and then if you want to weight your groups, like have it be a certain percentage of the grade, then you just put that percentage in here. And you can see that I've got 20% of the grade right here for required skills, 20% for etudes, and so on. And then Canvas will automatically calculate that in the gradebook. It will automatically weight that. Something else you can do if you want to, if you click on edit of any of those groups, is you can tell it to drop a certain number of scores for each student. For example, you can say drop the 2 lowest scores. And if you wanted to do that, you would just type in whatever number you want to drop right here. Or you can have it drop a certain number of the highest scores or the high and low scores or whatever you want to do. So those are some options for you. So that's kind of how I set up my assignments. Now, for my flute students, I require my students to submit videos of themselves playing, which I then grade. So I'm going to go ahead and click on one of those that I've set up. And here it gives the instructions on what they're supposed to play and what they're supposed to do. And I also include a rubric down here that I use to show how I graded them. When the student is done submitting something, you go down to the bottom of your assignment and you'll see where it says Speed Grader here. And then I can just click on that. And here is my student's assignment. And here they submitted a recording of themselves playing the G major scale. I can then go ahead and fill out my rubric and give that student a grade. Okay, so we're going to get out of that and I'm going to show you how to create one from scratch. So I'm going to go back into assignments and I'm going to create a lab assignment. So I'm going to click on assignment here and I'm going to give it a name. And this assignment is going to be called lab, oops, I got my cap locks on. Lab number 7, tone quality. Okay, and I've already, you can just go ahead and type your instructions to the student right here in the text box. You can also include things like videos and images if you want them to watch those. I've got some pre-made content that I'm going to stick in there here. I'm just going to go ahead and copy and paste that. Okay, so here's my assignment, and I'm going to go ahead and take these spaces out. Okay, and what I want the students to do in this case is I want them to listen to a video that I've chosen and then to answer these questions, and then I want them to type their answers out in Microsoft Word or some sort of word processing software and send them to me. Okay, so I'm going to add the video. Now in Canvas, the way you do that, if you want to add something like a YouTube video, say you want them to listen to something that you're studying in class, you just click on the V right here where it says More External Tools. And before I do that, let me do one other thing that it's just a little trick. It sometimes helps to put the videos in a table. Whoops, I didn't want my table there. Okay, let me take that out. Okay, I'm going to put my table down here. And I'm just going to put one single cell for the table. Then I'm going to go to Table Properties, and I'm going to make the border 5, and under Alignment, I'm going to put Center. Click OK, and then I'm going to just drag this to be a little smaller. And I'm going to put my YouTube video in there. Okay, I don't want that to be... Okay, so we're going to put the video in here. I'm going to click V, and I'm going to click on YouTube. Now, when you get in there, you can search for whatever you're looking for. If you're looking for a particular piece or something, and it will give you suggestions here. I've already got a link to one that I want to use. So I'm going to put that in here and just hit return. And there's the one I want. And then you just click the button that says embed. And there is my video. So my students are going to listen to the video, and then they're going to answer these questions and send them to me. Now, when we get down here, you can put how many points you want the video to be, and then you can click what assignment group you want it to be in. I'm going to click Lab Assignments because that's where I want to put my video. You can also tell how you want this to display in the gradebook. You can give a letter grade, complete, incomplete, percentage, whichever you want. I'm going to go with points. If you don't want it to count for any part of, if you don't want it to count for the grade at all, say it's just information, then you can click Do Not Count this assignment towards the grade. Now I can decide how I want them to submit it. Now, again, if you just want to give information, you can click No Submission. Or you can have them turn it in on paper or using, most of us are going to be using online. So we're going to click that. I'm going to give my students the option of text entry or to upload a file. Now, if there's only certain kinds of files you want to accept, you can click on here and type, like, if you only want Word documents, you can click doc in here as your allowed file extension, but I'm just going to leave that blank. I'm not going to bother to put anything in there. Some people, if you're having a paper due or some sort of written work, will use Turnitin, and then there will be a whole bunch of options for that. Turnitin basically compares what the student turned in against other things that are on the web and in journals, periodicals, and so on, to check for plagiarism. This assignment, I'm not going to do that, but that is available to you. And it also gives you the option of showing the Turnitin report to the student or not. You also have choices of whether this should be a group assignment, a peer assignment, or whether it should be peer-reviewed. Here, I'm going to assign it to everyone in the class, and I'm going to go ahead and give it a due date. I'm going to make my due date, let's just say this, April 5th at 11:59. Oops, I didn't know. And we'll make it available starting now. And this box, I'm going to make that the same as my due date. And this tells when the assignment would no longer be available, will be available. Okay, so once I've got that done, I'm going to go ahead and click Save and Publish. But just before I do that, if you want to attach your assignment to a quiz or some other thing that you've created, like a module or a page or anything like that, say you want to attach it to a quiz you created that goes with the assignment, you can just click Quizzes, and then when you come up here, you put your cursor wherever you want the quiz to appear. Say I wanted it to be right there. And then I would just click a quiz, whatever I want it to be, and that way the student can go directly to the quiz from your assignment. I don't have a quiz for this assignment, so I'm going to take it out, but that's how they would do it. Sometimes people create documents and pages, things for students to read, and so on. And you can include any of those things in your box up here with your assignment. So at this point, I'm ready to save my assignment. Now, you've got two choices here, save and publish or save. If you save it, it will not be available to the students yet. They will not see this assignment until you click publish. So let's say I'm just working on this, but I don't want the students to see it quite yet. I'll click save. Okay, so my assignment is saved. Now, if I come back over to assignments and I go down to lab assignments, I'll see it at the bottom. Okay, I'm going to move that up here. But you can see over here, this one has a green check mark up here, but this one has kind of a slash through it. That means it's not available to the student yet. That means I can go back and I can still edit this, make any changes I might want, and it means that I just have decided that I'm not yet ready to release that to the student. Once I am ready to release it, what I do is I just hit this button, and now that is available to the student. And the student can start working on the assignment. Okay, now to get your the work that the student submitted, I'm going to go into this one that I created. Okay, in this case, the students were asked to answer these questions right here and turn in an assignment and to turn in their answers. So I'm going to scroll down, and I have two ways to get that. I can either download what they turned in right here using the download submissions button, or I can click on SpeedGrader. Okay, and once you get into SpeedGrader, there is, for example, one student's submission right there. I can go ahead and type or use these tools here to write on their assignment and send them feedback. I can send them feedback in the comment box, and I can assign the student a grade. Now, to find all of your students, the student that's currently showing will be listed up here, and then you can press the down arrow to see a list of all your students. And you can use this arrow over here to just kind of click from one student to the next. Once a student has been graded, a green check mark will show next to the student's name. If it's not graded, there will be a little orange circle. So that's how it works, basically. Something else you can do, if you want to add a rubric, a grading rubric to your assignment, you can click on this rubric button. And you can either create a new rubric right on the spot. You just give the rubric a name, and then you can just click on these little buttons to create the criteria. And if you want to expand how many of these categories, like here they only show 2 categories of points, but say you want to have, 3 or more, you just keep clicking on these. You can put as many points in there as you want, and then you can select any of these if you want. The other thing you can do is you can select a rubric that you've already created. I keep those, or where you can find those is in this outcomes section. So I'm just going to click on that for a second and show you, and you click on Manage Rubrics, and it shows the rubrics that I've already created to use for this course. So if I go back to my assignment, say I want to use one of these. I go back to my assignment. And let's see if I can find, here's my assignment right here. And I'm going to click on rubric and then find a rubric. Now this gets a little confusing. It lists all of the courses that you currently have going here and a lot of your past courses. So you're going to have to kind of scroll through. You can see here we're looking for spring semester, and it's got like all of my courses, all the courses I teach. And I want this one right here. And I'm going to find the rubric. Say I wanted to use this rubric. I would click on it, and then down here I click use this rubric, and it would automatically stick that in there. I'm not going to use that for this one, so I'm going to go ahead and take it out by clicking the trash can, but that's how you would find it. Now, you're wondering, what does this look like to the student? Okay, I'm going to go to my home button here. And if you scroll down, you'll see Student View. This gives the teacher a chance to see how it looks to the student. So you click on that, and then you can go ahead and click on Assignments. And I'm going to click on, here are assignments that are upcoming. And so I'm going to click on the Tone Quality assignment. And when the student sees this, this is what they will see. And then when they want to submit their assignment, you'll see it says Submit Assignment. They click on the button, and then they go down and they can just choose their file from their own computer. They can click text entry if they just want to type in their answers. And you've got a couple other choices as well. So that's how they would submit their assignments to you. So I think that's about it. If you have any more questions, you can let me know. But anyway, oh, by the way, to get out of Student View, you just click on the Leave Student View button right here. And then we're back at the assignments page. So, and I'm going to go back to my home page here. All right, so I hope that's been helpful to you, and good luck.